It's like, what were you doing with my drapes? The drapes that were hanging in the apartment. I never got the answer to that. This is Carrie from Sky. We're talking about common mistakes that managers can make. A common mistake is to have a vendor come out to your building and not check his work before he leaves. If you can and you're there and you have a vendor come out to do work, I always like to check up on the work, but you also want to check everything before they leave, especially painters, cleaners, things like that, things where you can easily check to see if it's done the way you want. And I also like to meet them there and give them my expectations before they start the work, so they can't say, well, I didn't know what your expectations were, and that's why I painted over all your door handles and all your hinges. And at the end of the day, one of the best things you can do to have a good rapport with your tenants is follow up on maintenance to see if it was done right, to make sure they didn't dirty their towels or leave a mess. It doesn't even matter what vendor it is, that sometimes they'll use their personal towels to wipe their hands or have dirty feet when they come in the unit. And all these things are hugely important to our residents. And it's important to check up with them and just see, how did it go? Was everything left clean? Is it fixed? I always tell resident managers, when you're coming into a building, walk around and introduce yourself to people. It's important that they know who you are so that you start to create a sense of community as a manager. And one of the best things you can do is make sure that you know who all of your tenants are. Knock on the doors, get to meet them, throw a barbecue, or even if it's just a weenie roast or a wine and cheese hour. A lot of our buildings now are going to a lot of trouble to do trivia nights or bring in someone who does wine and paint, and going to a lot of trouble to do these tenant events so that they can create a community within their building. But there's nothing more simple in creating somewhat of a community, at least as a manager, is to know all your tenants. It does make it different. And so I think it is important to know your residents, and if nothing else, just to say, hi, I'm Carrie, it's nice to meet you, I'm happy you live in my building. Let me know if there's anything I can do for you.